Welcome everyone. Today I have a short breathwork practice for you today. We're going to be working with a breathwork variation that has some retention or some pauses or holding in the middle of the breath as well as in between the breaths. Anytime we're working with breath, it's important to know that different people are going to respond differently. So trust your own body, your own mind, your own reaction or response to this breath. Sometimes I hear people say, I just thought if I kept going, it would start to feel good. That's usually not the case. So if you're struggling, discontinue. Find a knowledgeable teacher or yoga therapist who can support you in either adapting this breathwork practice or finding another one that works better for you to help you meet your goals. When we're working with breath retention, one thing to pay attention to is what's happening in your throat. So sometimes when we hold the breath, we also close off the back of the throat. And it's a little bit like the sensation that you would get if you go, uh-oh, uh-oh, where you're kind of closing off in the back of your throat. You've got some extra tension building in the back of your throat when you make that pause. I'm going to suggest that when we do this practice that you keep the back of the throat soft and relaxed so that when you're pausing your breath, you're just pausing the flow of breath. You're not also closing off in your throat. So give that a try. See how it feels when you do it. The basic breath pattern here is going to be an inhale and a pause, another inhale and a pause, and then a long, slow exhale. I like to call this a stair-step breath because you can use the imagery of going upstairs to help you remember what your breath is doing. So as you inhale, it's going up. As you pause, it's like the top of the stair, right? And then inhale, up, pause at the top of the stair again, and then a long, slow exhale. You can almost think about that feeling as like you're going down a slide. So a nice, long, smooth, easy exhale as you're breathing out. That's the basic pattern. So I'll go ahead and talk you through it. Feel free to modify the pace if there's another pace that would feel better for you to work at. And we'll do a few cycles of this breath and we'll just see how it feels for you. Remembering to keep that sense of softness in the back of your throat as you go. And we'll start by just taking a moment with your natural breath. So wherever you're sitting is fine, or if you're standing or lying down, wherever you're at. Take the first few breaths just to notice. Notice the surfaces that are supporting you. So that could be the floor, a cushion, your furniture, maybe you're leaning back against a wall. Noticing all those contact points with your own body. And then notice your breath as it already is. You're just tuning into the flow of the breath, the rise and fall. As much as you can, letting your breath have its own rhythm and just getting curious about what does your breathing feel like right now. And as you're observing here, notice what words come to mind to describe your breath as you're experiencing it right now before we do anything with it. Are you noticing any differences between your inhale and your exhale? Maybe one feels longer, fuller, smoother, easier than the other. And before we begin, we'll just take a nice, full, easy breath in. Easy exhale. Letting your breath settle. Noticing how that lands. And then when you're ready, we'll begin the pattern of the stair-step breathing. So you're going to inhale, pause, inhale, pause, Long, slow exhale like you're going down a slide. And then inhale, pause, inhale, pause, long, slow exhale. 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 And continue at your own pace for a few more cycles. Inhaling up the stairs, exhaling down the slide. Keeping the back of your throat soft. Keeping those pauses light and comfortable. Paying attention to how this breath lands in your body and mind. Only continuing if it feels good. Really taking your time with that exhale. And take 2 more cycles of breath after the one you're on. After that second exhale, you can let your breath go back towards its natural rhythm. Letting your breath settle. Notice again your body in contact with whatever surfaces support you. The easy rhythm of your breath. And just seeing if anything's changed about how you're experiencing your breath, how you're feeling overall in body and mind. Noticing if whatever differences you might have noted between the inhale and the exhale at the beginning of practice, if those are still present or if something has shifted in that relationship. And make note for a moment of what you think this breath would be helpful for you personally. Some people find this breath is really useful for shifting the state of our nervous system towards calm, for dealing with stressful situations and helping us stay a little more regulated or to come back into a more balanced state after a stressful time. If that was what you experienced, amazing. I hope you'll use this breath. Take it and use it in your life. Teach it to other people. If you didn't find this breath helpful in that way, there's nothing wrong with you. Breath work can be that way sometimes. And again, this is a general practice. It is not specific advice for any one person. So I really recommend that you find someone who can teach you if you need a little bit more guidance. If you do have some simple questions, please feel free to pop them in the comments, as well as sharing whatever you want to share about what you experienced when you did this breath. I'd love to read it. Thank you for practicing with me. May we all be balanced and well. Take really good care.